Okay guys, we are going to go ahead and kick today's lesson off with a starter. So your starter is, what are the 4 types of lines discussed in class? What is the feeling created with each one? So this was from yesterday's lesson. So go ahead and refer back to those notes. I'll give you a second to answer. Alright, so the 4 types of lines that were discussed in class, that was vertical, horizontal, diagonal, and curved. And what's the feeling created with each one? A vertical line gives you strength and formality. A horizontal line is going to give you calmness. A curved line is going to give you a little bit more grace and femininity. And a diagonal line will give you some movement. Okay, so second element of design, and really it's 2 and 3. We're going to be talking about shape and form. So shape is made by connecting lines. This is the flat outline of an object. So remember that a line is a connection of 2 points. Shape is a connection of lines. It's 2-dimensional. Make sure that you know it's 2-dimensional. So it's very flat. Form is what occurs when something takes up space. So it's 3-dimensional. This would be a basketball or a box rather than a circle and a square. It's going to take up space. It's 3-dimensional. So if we look at this slide, we can really see the difference between shape versus form. So let's look over on the triangle section right here. So we've got a flat triangle. We've got pyramids here. We've got really what is just a rectangle that looks like a present versus an actual present here. Okay, circle, basketball, shape, heart shapes, a more robust 3D heart, flower, flower. You see what I mean? So shape is always going to be 2-dimensional and form will always be 3-dimensional. There's 3 different types of shapes. Now we're moving towards the bottom of your note taker. So the first type of shape and form is a rectangular form. This is the one that's most commonly used in our home. Okay, so this would be anything that are squares, rectangles, cubes. Most rooms follow this because it's easy. Sorry about that. It's really, really easy. And in our brains, we like it. So think about your kitchen and how your cupboards are rectangles and squares. Think about your couch. It's probably a rectangle or square. Your bedroom, a bed. All right, the danger is that if we use too much of this form or shape, then it can become very, very boring. So it's not very visually interesting if everything's at a 90-degree angle. We need to make sure that we're using the variety of shapes and forms that we're going to talk about today. So our next one is an angular form. This includes triangles and pyramids. These are what's being used mostly in more modern homes. They have vaulted ceilings where the ceiling follows the pitch of the roof, staircases. This is the strongest of all the shapes and forms. This is because it suggests movement, it attracts and holds your attention. So a lot of good examples would be window treatments, like your drapes when they come down, your Christmas tree, any accessory like that. Okay guys, so that brings us to our curved forms or our curved shapes. This brings to mind things that are found in nature, okay? So this would be trees, flowers, rocks, hills, clouds. So just like a curved line is more graceful and naturalistic, a curved form has that same thing. It reminds us of some motion, but it's also very feminine. So good examples of this would be plates, bowls, lampshades, pillows, tables, chairs, stools. So we're going to skip this activity today, but what I want you to do is just think about this in your mind, okay? So I'm going to pull up some pictures, and I want you just to say out loud what type of shape or form you see in each room. Rectangular. Okay, the reason why I see rectangular here is because everything in this room is rectangular except for a few curved items up top. So you can see here we've got some cupboards that are rectangular, your microwave is rectangular, your stovetop is rectangular, your fridge is rectangular. So most of this room, as you can see, is rectangular. Rectangular again. Most bedrooms are going to be rectangular by nature. I see a little bit more angular going on with this table, as well as a little bit more of a circular here, curved. rectangular again. This one has a few mixes, right? We've got some curved lines going on right here, curved lines here, with some plants, a little bit on the sofa, but again, rectangular, a bit of angular back here. Okay, so for your assignment, you're going to find a magazine picture that shows a room with each of the types of shape or form. And you're going to make sure that I want to make sure that it is just one picture. Just find one room, okay, with all of them. And what you're going to do is mount it with a 1/4 inch border, and then make sure that you use the proper block lettering and title it shape and form. Then write that description down. As well as, you didn't pick this up because we're not in class, but I do have it linked on the Canvas page. You've got a sheet with a lot of different shapes on it. Look at these shapes, imagine what you can create with these shapes, then start to color using markers or colored pencils that are in your tote, and then create a picture using most of the shapes. You don't have to use all of them, but most of them. That's it for shape and form today, guys. I hope you have a good one and stay safe.